Japan. It's a small country in Asia, yet so many people are obsessed with it. Could be its futuristic technology, perhaps it's how their culture hasn't changed in many millenniums, or maybe it's just because anime! Before the internet, Japan was just a bucket for Americans to drop their bombs. Thanks to the internet, it's a happy, bubbly place that has Pikachu. Hi, Pikachu!
I'm Jordan, and you're gonna tell me about Japan. Or what's left of it anyway.
Earlier this year, Japan suffered a devastating 8.8 earthquake, and the tsunamis that followed had some of the worst damages in the history of not only that country, but natural disasters. I mean, the Japanese actually invented the word tsunami. It means harbor wave, so obviously they are the most knowledgeable about the subject. It'll take a couple years before the country can dust off and rebuild, but seeing this incident reminded me of my education of Japan growing up. The things I know about Japan came from social studies. They speak Japanese, the capital is Tokyo, and the currency is the yen. Everything else bled from their culture. And then when I was growing up, I watched more television, and I found out more about Japan, their love of sushi, sumo wrestling, and above all else, anime. Japanese animation, or anime, is where most kids got their taste of the land of the rising sun. Growing up, shows like Speed Racer and Sailor Moon were the first glimpses of anime to the modern American audience. Manga, the anime graphic novel, would also be distributed, with companies like Shonen Jump and Tokyo Pop presenting it to young viewers. It is bizarre that in just a matter of 3 decades, we would go from a niche underground culture found only in comic book shops across America to now an entire device that lets you watch subtitled anime straight from Japan. Oof! But what could be better than watching cartoon characters speak a language you don't understand? Watching a reality show featuring people who watch cartoon characters speak a language you don't understand. Welcome to America's Greatest Otaku, the strangest reality show on television. A show about a stoner with bird shit for hair guiding his apprentices known as the Otaku Six across the country to scour otaku culture, and along the way embarrass not only themselves, but possible nominees. These Japanophiles, as they like to be called, are probably the worst people in existence in terms of social skills, being thrifty, and overall scent. Actually, the way I see it, this show is more like the old MTV reality show Road Rules, only instead of a Winnebago, they borrowed the Partridge Family bus. It's not even an elimination reality show. See, that would be a show I'd be interested in. You get 8 nerds, you put them in a brightly colored bus, and you make them do the same stupid otaku challenges. And each week someone gets kicked off, and the last one standing wins a trip to the radioactive wasteland known as Japan. Who will survive? Nerd Bus. My favorite part of the show is these sticky notes that are on the bottom of the screen to tell you such valuable information, such as World of Warcraft is a massively multiplayer online role-playing game, or World of Warcraft trading card game is the collectible card game based on World of Warcraft. No way! Well, the show acts as a how-to guide to becoming an otaku, which in Japan is the equivalent of being called a virgin who still lives with his parents at the age of 45. The way they do this is by providing a how-to guide to becoming one of these people with 6 core qualities. These core qualities are pride, personality, passion, participation, expertise, and imagination. And I think we should go through them, shall we? Pride. Eastern cultures are always family first. So, what could be more family first than set up your entire house to look like an anime fun center? Even Pep Pep there is embarrassed to be in that suit. Personality. Because bubbly random food isn't the only personality in the world of otakudom. You also get the most boring people imaginable. Passion. Love. It's such a metaphysical idea. what exactly is love? I mean, I love gelato, but I also love my friends. Where do I rank them? For a Japanophile, that passion is it Japanese? I love it! Participation. Apparently, watching Japanese cartoons isn't enough. Neither is reading a book on Japanese culture. You must fully participate in order to be considered a Japanese nerd. Which is why you have to see every dumbfuck high schooler with a webcam do the same annoying dance to the same annoying song, month after month. Expertise. Let's not forget, to become an otaku, you must be a walking Wikipedia of boring information about Japan. Try and ask these people who the current Prime Minister of Japan is, or even the Emperor of Japan for that matter. Good luck having them answer that correctly. Forget about the political backside of Japan, because it's all about rainbow tentacle rape. And imagination, because anime fans need to have imagination. They feel they need to make original characters or their own anime series in the style of that said anime show, instead of creating their own style. If Japanese culture is imagination, how come the internet's take on imagination is to make original character do not steals? Watching America's Greatest Otaku taught me that Americans are clueless when it comes to other Asian cultures. They eat some Panda Express and they think it's some high-end Japanese cuisine, when in reality, it's Chinese cuisine, and very loosely Chinese cuisine. They think of the 48 countries that make up Asia, only one matters, and that's Japan. So don't you dare talk about the rest, because only Japan matters. Screw China, India, Russia, South Korea, Vietnam, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan. It doesn't matter anymore, because only one matters, and that's Japan. And how dare you speak otherwise? And because of this anime being spread on the internet, it fucks up our social studies. Take Hetalia Axis Powers, for instance, an anime series about World War II, minus the Holocaust, Pearl Harbor, and Hiroshima, because that would be too depressing. Instead, World War II can become an abridged series of its own, summarized by just one word. Pasta! And the sad part is going to be that there are people who aren't going to read the world history textbook, and instead are just going to watch Hetalia Axis Powers. So when the time comes for the big essay portion of the exam, and it says, name one event that shaped World War II, and they write down when Italy and Germany went to the hot spring. That's when you know society will be fucked. This right here is the United Nations, the real-life version of Hetalia Axis Powers. As you see, it is completely boring to watch, and there is nothing really exciting, but when it comes to world events, this is where most of the negotiations take place, unlike the anime where we are greeted with wonderful J-pop music everywhere we go. In the future, we'll become so forgiving of anime, as expressed through shows like Avatar: The Last Airbender and Teen Titans, that will take anything done in anime style as Japanese, including, for example, a North Korean children's propaganda cartoon. Soon, everyone will want to dress up like Kim Jong-il and talk about what a wonderful country dear leader provided. And from then on, society will be doomed. The internet taught me that Japan is a wonderful country with wonderful culture and fantastic animation with shows like Samurai Champloo and The Big O. Unfortunately, there's more to Japan than just anime, and the more we hang on to otaku culture, the less we know about true Japan. And there's more to Asia than just Japan. There are more countries with more customs and more cultures that we Westerners really don't understand. And maybe we can look at a textbook to find out more about these cultures, okay? Now go away!
Brought to you by Crunchyroll, the fansub database for all your favorite shows, now with 25% more worthless information!